The scariest part of falling for a friend is not the crush. It is knowing that one honest sentence could change everything. One message, one confession, one awkward silence. And suddenly, the person who felt like home might become someone you are afraid to text. So you pretend not to notice. You tell yourself they are just kind. You tell yourself you are overthinking. You tell yourself real love would be clearer than this. But then, they remember something you said once. They ask if you got home safely. They look at you a second longer than before. They send a message that does not need a reply, but somehow keeps you there. And your heart asks what your mind keeps avoiding. Are we still just friends? Or has something already changed? It usually starts with attention. Not loud attention, not obvious flirting. They remember your favorite drink. They know when your smile is real and when it is polite. They notice when your voice gets quieter. They bring up a story you thought nobody cared enough to remember. A good friend can care. But this feels different because their care finds you in the places you usually hide. But attention is only the first door. The next thing that changes is distance. Somehow, they keep ending up near you, sitting closer, walking beside you, staying after the conversation should have ended. Nothing happens, exactly. And that is the problem. If they made a clear move, you could name it. If they pulled away, you could let it go. But they stay in the middle, close enough to make you feel something, careful enough to make you doubt yourself. That middle place makes your mind restless. You reread messages. You replay their tone. You wonder if that pause meant something. But maybe you are not imagining everything. Sometimes your nervous system notices a shift before your logic has words for it. And the shift gets louder when someone else gets your attention. Maybe they smile when you mention another person, but the smile does not reach their eyes. Maybe they ask questions that sound casual, but feel too careful. Maybe they joke about it, then go quiet. They call it jealousy, but sometimes it is grief. Grief for a place in your life they secretly wanted, but never claimed. They want you to be happy, but a hidden part of them hopes your happiness still has room for them. That does not make them bad. It makes them human. And before you think this is only about them, there is a twist most people miss. The biggest sign may not be what they do. It may be what happens inside you when they do it. Your body relaxes when their name appears on your phone. Your day feels lighter after one small conversation. You want to tell them things before anyone else. You feel safe, then nervous, then hopeful, then afraid. That mix is not proof, but it is information. Sometimes the friendship starts changing inside you before either person is brave enough to admit it out loud. That is why emotional protection feels so powerful. They can tell when your "I'm okay" is not real. They ask again when others accept the first answer. They treat your silence like something worth understanding. Still, the most painful part is restraint. They almost say something, then stop. They hold eye contact, then look away. They give you a compliment, then turn it into a joke. Sometimes, that is fear. They may be afraid of ruining the friendship, afraid of rejection, afraid that naming the feeling will make everything fragile. So both of you stand near the same door, waiting for the other person to open it. But neither does. Because once the door opens, you cannot pretend you did not see what was behind it. Love does not always arrive as a confession. Sometimes it arrives as comfort that becomes dangerous. A friend becomes risky to your heart when their absence feels too loud, when their opinion matters too much, when a normal conversation feels more meaningful than a date with someone else. That is when you realize the question is not only, do they want more than friendship? The deeper question is, can I handle the truth if the answer changes everything? So what do? First, do not shame yourself for noticing. You are not foolish for feeling confused. You are not weak for hoping. But also, do not turn every warm moment into evidence. Not every close friendship is hidden love. Not every late-night message is a confession. Clarity matters more than guessing. Sometimes it sounds like this. I don't want to make things weird, but lately this has felt different to me. Am I the only one feeling that? That sentence is scary. But endless guessing can hurt you more than one honest conversation. Hidden love can make every message feel alive. But if it stays hidden too long, it can become lonely. So if someone came to mind, do not rush. Pay attention gently to what they do, to what they avoid saying, and most importantly, to what happens inside you. Safe, seen, nervous, hopeful, afraid. Those feelings are not a final answer, but they are asking you to be honest with yourself. Sometimes the heart notices the beginning of a love story long before either person is brave enough to call it one. Tell the truth softly. Protect your peace. Let the connection show you whether it can carry honesty. Did this make you think of someone? If this made you feel less alone, Stay with Empty But Aware. Subscribe for soft stories about hidden feelings. You are not alone for feeling this.